Welcome to Legend of Reviews. This is my legendary guide to Sekiro. In this video, I will teach you how to deflect, Mikiri, and how to read enemies. This is where you go practice deflect after you completed the tutorial stage. You can train on this undead samurai. I'm using an Xbox controller to demonstrate. The top left button is the default block and deflect. This is Wolf facing the player and how he looks like during deflecting.
Face me again.
This is Wolf deflecting on the side so you can see better. You must defend before the enemy hits the center line. This is what Wolf is doing when you press deflect with and without an enemy attacking. I press deflect at the same time. This is what it looks like in slow motion. Here I press deflect. It doesn't matter how fast you let go. As long as you don't hold it into a block, you will be okay. When both Wolf's hands are together holding the sword is when a successful deflect can be performed. You will get a flash of spark that rings out if you deflect an enemy correctly. Notice that Wolf on the bottom screen is trying to get into a blocking position. That is the form we want to have during the deflect stage. This is slow motion without any frame freezes. You must press deflect before the enemy hits the center line. Here I press deflect. You must be in the process to defend. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is what it looks like side by side when you press the deflect button with the same timing. In order to perform a successful deflect, you must be trying to get Wolf into the defending form and his hands must be together. That makes sense because you need two hands to have a stronger guard. Now it's time to put this into motion. Here I am in blocking form. While in blocking form, your posture can recover faster. Here I will strike once and deflect. Notice that the enemy will retaliate slowly. Here I will strike twice and deflect. When the enemy retaliates, it's supposed to go through and hit Wolf. I forgot to let him hit me. I was trying to have perfect health for this guide. Here I am blocking. The posture will build up if you're blocking and not deflecting. Every enemy has their own retaliating time. For this enemy, it's supposed to be after 2 hits. That is the perfect time to deflect. Once you break their posture, a red dot will appear. That is when you can strike the death blow and finish them. For bosses, it's going to take 1 health bar away. This is the tutorial boss. He's special because he's not overly aggressive. This allows you to recover all your posture. I'm taking him here for a bigger area and flatter ground to demonstrate. Before he lands his attack, I'm holding block and deflect. After the hit, I'm still holding to recover my posture. He is slow. This allows new players to train deflect, but the reality is no one really knows that when they're new. Everything just feels fast. Now it's time for offense. First, I will show what happens when you strike once and deflect. I land this hit and miss the deflect. If you don't deflect correctly, it will turn into a block and make a clunk sound and take posture damage. I am calm and in control. You have to be watchful. Here the samurai is going to do a 2-hit combo, but don't worry, just stay blocking. He's not trying that hard when you're recovering. 1 strike and deflect, 1 strike and spamming a block, 1 strike and a late block. So you're still going to be safe. After you strike, he's going to retaliate slowly. You can tell this when he raises both his hands over his head. Once a boss's posture is high enough, they will become vulnerable to attacks and deflect. Some bosses have more than 1 health bar. You have to land the according death blows to defeat them. Now it's time for the next behavior. Here I charge up my attack holding the top right button. Look how much faster he retaliates. A charge attack is a stronger hit and he will retaliate instantly. Every enemy has their own behaviors. The way you attack determines how they react. If you train good, you can make them do what you want and counter. Once again, I strike normal and he retaliates slowly. You can control the way the fight goes depending on your choices and what you want to make them do. Here I failed and got hit. I'll show the charge attack and deflect again. It's time to finish the fight. Stay calm and watchful. Don't panic because the enemy looks like they're doing more or look faster. For this lesson, you will need to have 2 skill points. After you gain 1 skill point, talk to the sculptor and he will give you the Shinobi Esoteric text. After that, go to the sculpture's idol and purchase the skill Mikiri Counter. The skill costs 2 skill points to acquire. Mikiri Counter enables one to counter enemy thrust attacks by stomping down on an enemy's weapon, dealing large amount of damage to posture. Once you unlock the skill, the Undead Samurai will release a new course for the Mikiri Counter. If you want to practice, head over here.
In that case.
Mikiri Counter. A shinobi can perceive incoming thrust attacks and counter by stepping on the enemy blade. For easy Mikiri practice, once you reach the Ashina Castle, you can train on the fencer enemies. They are the samurai in blue robes. While you're blocking, they will not break your guard before they do a thrust attack. If you see the red symbol pop up, do the Mikiri Counter. On the Xbox, it's the B button. On the PlayStation, it's a circle button. The fencer will not break your guard with his normal attacks, so just prepare to do the Mikiri Counter. He recovers posture fast. The fencer is good for deflecting practice too. He telegraphs almost all his attacks. You can see how he raises his hands above his head from the left side or the right side. If you're ever in trouble, just block, but be prepared to do a Mikiri Counter. The game is not as hard as it looks. You can try spamming deflect, but you have to do it in a fashion where it feels like you're trying, or else it will register as a block. Look at how much posture damage the Mikiri Counter does. All I need to do is deflect once and he's at the red. This is a good enemy to practice deflecting and Mikiri Counter on. Just keep your composure and he will be easy. Once you beat the game one time, you'll have the option to give Kuro's charm back to him at the start of the game. This makes the game more challenging because you have to deflect perfectly or else you will take health damage. Giving back Kuro his charm allows you to gain more experience points and money. You'll have the red symbol next to your health bar, and here I will show you a perfect deflect battle. I have beaten Sekiro with all achievements unlocked, and I still have troubles with some enemies, so don't worry about being perfect. For me, I'm not good at reading martial arts and some fast strikes. If you're getting beat, you don't have to worry because they don't have a weapon to deflect with. Even if I'm at the red, I could just spam my normal attacks and still kill the Seeker monk. This is the final lesson, how to read enemies. I will be using the first storyline boss of the game, Genichiro Ashina. He's not a spoiler if you pass the tutorial stage. Our main focus is enemy behaviors. Every storyline boss has their own starting attacks. This is the first move we will learn how to read. He will swing from the left, we deflect and press B. Dodge into his kick to avoid it. Stay close to him. This is the second move. He will spin and attack from the right. Deflect and move back when you see the red symbol. And that's how you avoid it. I'm going to head for some sunlight so we can see better. If Genichiro has to chase us, he will be aggressive. Be prepared to defend. Stay close to him so his behavior will be calm. He's going to do the moves I showed earlier. We will do charge attacks to exploit his openings. If he does a different set of combos, be prepared to defend. For the most part, if you're calm and close to him, he will be predictable. The first move, deflect, dodge, and charge attack. The second move, deflect and charge attack. If you're too aggressive towards him, he can jump into the air and be prepared to Mikiri Counter him. The other behavior is when you're too aggressive, he will do a flurry of attacks. You don't have to be there if you don't want to. I'm going to pressure him to show you we can make him uncomfortable. This way he jumps into the air and does the thrust attack. We can predict and damage his posture. Here I pressure him and he does the flurry of attacks again. I'm still being aggressive with charge attacks only to show you that he has similar behaviors. Now we're going to do regular attacks. I finished the first health bar. This time I'm going to use the second sword, which you'll get later into the game. I'm doing this to shorten his health to show you that he will still have the same behaviors. If you stay close to Genichiro and wait for him to attack first, he will do the first two moves we learned often. You don't need to panic because we already learned how to defend against it. When Genichiro jumps into the air and does his bow attack, deflect rapidly and dodge forward before his final hit. When the enemy's health is low, they will have high posture. He's at extremely low health. I am calm and close. Genichiro still does the same moves. I'm going to deflect and evade him to show that his behaviors still haven't changed. That's basically it. How to read your enemies and make them do what you want. That's my legendary guide. I hope you found it useful. My final word for new players is, the game is short. Don't watch too much boss guides, or else you'll rob yourself of the experience. Alright, peace.